This is the Tesla 1 month overview reading for the month of August 2024. It's currently June 18th, 2024, 3:12 p.m. Eastern Time. Tesla at the time of this reading is $184.91. That's USD. The shuffle video for the Tesla reading was created on June 9th, 2024 at 5:06 p.m. Eastern Time. That's the video playing for you in the lower left corner. The overall theme of behavior for Tesla in the month of August, we have 3 crisscrosses back and forth through the same price level. Usually the third cross confirms a bullish trend. It's crossed with a crest, a notable crest on a multi-day scale that we sell off from down to and through support. We do a U-shaped reversal below that price level and then come back and reuse it as support. Behavior around the highest high. So there's a resistance level on a multi-day scale, or maybe even on a one-year chart scale, there's a resistance level at the high that we decline from and then return back to at some point in the month, it looks like, providing a significant amount of trade opportunity for an entry and an exit. Behavior around the lowest low, we have a sideways fluctuating rally that precedes a sharp decline into the low. Now, I'm going to get into the day-by-day chart behavior. It's important to understand that in some cases, you'll need to give the reading plus or minus a day here or there of wiggle room, because each card in the timeline going left to right across the screen represents about 24 hours of time, but not each card's energy necessarily will line up perfectly with 24 hours of time. So be mindful of that. Always pay attention to the sequence of events. That's the most important aspect. That will remain the same. So in a lot of cases, you don't even need to give it plus or minus. So I'm going to get into that, as well as timing the highs, the lows, and the best trade opportunities. Before I do that, I just want to make sure you're aware. The whole purpose of the channel is to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. We do that by following the rule of karma for the channel. You go to the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, and 5% of the profits from every profitable trade utilizing this information should be donated forward to one of these charities, or pick a charity of your choosing, as long as you're paying 5% forward, and then 5% should be sent back to the channel through one of these links. If you're international, you can use Wise, or you can use YouTube Tips, and that leaves you at 90%. Make sure to spend that 90% out of love. As long as you follow those rules, you follow the rule of karma for the channel, the universe considers you an angel investor. It's going to send it back to you tenfold for following through. Blessings to all my angel investors. Let's get back into it. All right, so on the first, we have a notable rally. There's a trough at the end of the day, however. Yeah, okay, so there's a notable rally that turns into a peak that we sell off from down into a trough on the cusp of the first second. That trough is the lowest low thus far. We rallied pretty notably into a crest midday on the second. So I put a little question mark here, but we should see at some point sideways rotation and a big move to the upside. And then on the 6th, more sideways rotation and or some tricky chart behavior, whipsaw action, multiple false tops or bottoms, something that could easily make you do the wrong thing. So be very mindful on the 6th. We attempt to establish support with more sideways rotation. On the 7th, there's a decline early in the day and a rally late in the day, and a prominent peak on the 7th. On the 7th or the 8th, hard to say. On the 8th, we have a prominent peak that forms through key resistance. We stay above it briefly, break back down through it shortly thereafter with a full retracement. And there's a significant low on the 8th. So prominent trough, and then we have this big move to the upside on the 9th, a breakout on a multi-day scale. It looks like it turns over, like the breakout doesn't hold, and it either turns over on the 9th, or it rallies, the breakout continues into the 12th, where we rally and then turn over. But either way, we rally on the 12th, and then that turns over, and we have a sharp decline into another prominent trough there on the 12th. It gets pretty wild. There's something going on here around the 13th. Be very mindful of something in the news, a male leader possibly, but there's something in the news. Big move to the upside early in the day on the 13th. And it looks like we probably come back down in the midst of that volatility into another trough towards the end of the day. And then we rally, increasing with momentum moving forward in time in the 14th, likely out of a trough midday. An important range on a multi-day scale is highlighted there on the 15th. Yeah, it looks like we're bound. It's like a lot of price change in between the upper end and lower end of a range there on the 15th. That's on a multi-day scale. And then on the 16th, out of a decline. So we probably finish off declining there. Man, that could even be a prominent trough there as well. We declined pretty notably there. On the 6th, out of that decline. It'll be like on a technical chart, it'll look really scary, but there'll be a big move to the upside. Either that or there's going to be multiple headwinds that would lead you to believe that we continue going downward. Instead, we go higher and there's a prominent peak on the 16th. Before we go any further, let's take a look at June and see how we're doing thus far. All right, so we have the lowest low thus far on the 5th. Looks like that held up pretty solid. I have a lower one on the 7th. That didn't pan out quite well, but we did end up lower afterwards there on the 10th, 11th, where I have a lowest low thus far on the 11th. That's all pretty solid. I have a highest high on the end of the day on the 18th. Pretty close, but not quite. We had a prominent trough and a prominent peak on the 17th, so that held up. And here on the 18th, we're probably going to go into a significant low by the end of the week here. This is quite different than some of the other June readings, but this is pretty solid, guys. As far as the best trades, all right. So if you caught the low there on the 5th, you would have been able to close that on the 10th or the 12th. And if you would have been able to close it on the 10th, it would have been a little tricky, but that's pretty solid. It's sideways fluctuating rally preceding a decline, and then that took us into another low. You could have opened up there on the 11th. You could have opened up a long position and close that long position there on the 12th. Oh, also, you could open up a short position on the 3rd, close it on the 2nd. That was solid. There was a solid trade opportunity here at near the high on the 17th. Yeah, there's probably a really sharp drop here, guys. Anyhow, that's pretty solid. So if you're interested in best trades, and the paid version is a really great way to support the channel. You're getting information in the paid version that you won't find anywhere else in the world. This is super undervalued information. Literally, only place you can find it is at Tarot for Traders and the Investor Profit. What you're getting is the timing of the best trades, what type of trades to make, also what type of chart behavior to look for as far as entry and exit into and out of those trades. You're getting any trades from a multi-month and a multi-year standpoint, and then any price level information that we're able to extrapolate. This is super valuable information. People with the paid version are making money. So the way that you get the paid version, you go to our website, Tarot for Traders, you hover over our services, click on SO Meta Posts, and then you want to scroll down to monthly subscription, click here to to order. You can subscribe to any one of these individual crypto or ticker symbols for $2.49 a month, or you can get the all paid version, which gives you access to all of these crypto and ticker symbols for $4.99 a month. Not to mention, you are also getting any one-offs, any custom monthlies that people order for that month, and any monthlies that I do that are relevant to that part of the year. So there's going to be different monthlies coming out month to month, and you would have access to all of those paid versions through the all paid version. The most popular way to support the channel, and not to mention, it's a really great way to get my attention. So thank you to everybody that goes ahead and does that, and let's get back into it. Price swings on the 19th, so look out for that. And the prominent peak is either on the 16th and or on the 19th. It could be both probably because it's price swings here on the 19th. A prominent peak early in the day on the 20th, and a notable reversal that'll stand on a multi-day scale there on the 20th. On the 21st, we have an intentional fake out or shake out, some sort of tricky chart behavior there on the 21st. A lot of the August readings, there's a low around, scratch that. A lot of our August readings, there's a low, scratch that part. Fake out or shake out looks like it's probably to the downside, but there's a prominent peak there. And then on the 22nd, we do side reach rotation that ends with a fast sudden move higher, rallying into a brief peak on the 23rd. It's a brief peak that's easily missed, followed by a decline to multiple support levels. On the 26th, we decline pretty notably to revisit a support level on a multi-day scale that we recently met once before. Decline on the 27th offers opportunity I'll talk about in the paid version. It looks like the decline continues into a trough on the cusp of the 27th, 28th, out of which there's a rally along a diagonal trend line breaking through horizontal resistance and meet another resistance before pulling back to somewhere between those two price levels there towards the end of the day on the 28th. And then on the 29th, we push the upper end of a range higher on a multi-day scale, so look out for that. Rally turns over on the 30th. There's a crest early in the day on the 30th, and it looks like a trough towards the end of the day on the 30th. A trade opportunity at a peak on the first trading day of the following month. The sneak preview for September, a big move reaching to the upside, reaching for distant resistance. And that's Tesla for August 2024. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. You know where to go, you know what to do. Blessings to all my angel investors. I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned for the timing of the highs, the lows, and the best trade opportunities in the paid version. We're going to get into those momentarily.